Whenever I've thought about writing a book or even been approached to do an interview for a website or magazine, I've always said to my husband Romain, who would be interested in me? While I've definitely suffered from self-esteem issues over the years, and I'm a pretty timid, unassuming person in general, it's not that I don't think my story is worthy, it's more that I've been lucky enough to live a relatively ordinary life without any major tragedies or trauma, and it just doesn't feel interesting enough to write about, especially when you hear the astonishing journeys that other people on social media have been on. I grew up in a little town outside Luton in a tight-knit, traditional working-class family. My mum was a nurse, my dad was a lorry driver, and we had a huge circle of friends and family. Even now, I'm such a home girl and I hate being away from them. There was nothing particularly remarkable about my childhood. I wasn't amazing at sports and I didn't really excel at school. I was always in the lowest sets and I left at 16 with just a few crap GCSEs. I didn't have any attention-grabbing interest or talents. I just liked going out with my friends and getting drunk. Pretty ordinary, right? There was nothing to suggest that I'd go on to have such a successful fitness business and become an internationally recognised influencer. It just seemed that I was destined for a steady, predictable life in Dunstable, just like the rest of my family. We live in such a connected world that I realise now how comfortable and privileged my life has been. Not that I was born with a silver spoon. From the age of 16, I've been grafting. I worked as a hairdresser, in an electric utility company, and for Network Rail. Hardly the most glamorous of CVs, but I've always paid my own way. What I mean is that nothing unexpected or heartbreaking has ever happened to me. Nothing which would make me feel like I should write a book. Obviously, I've had my fair share of personal challenges in relationships and trying to find my way in life, but none of it has ever felt enough to write home about. Now, as my business has gone from strength to strength and the community around my fitness method has grown, I've started to appreciate that being a normal person doesn't necessarily mean that the lessons I've learned along the way are unimportant. The truth is that there are a lot of people like me. We work hard and love our families without our lives mirroring some dramatic plotline from a novel. That doesn't mean that what we achieve, even if it might seem small or less significant than some of the more vocal and confident people we see and hear as we scroll on our screens, is less worthy. I wanted to write this book for women like me who aren't always the centre of attention. Perhaps like me, you spent your teens and 20s a bit lost and didn't really know which way your life was going. Perhaps you still struggle with confidence in getting your voice heard. The steps I've taken to achieve the strength I have today have both been physical and mental and have changed me massively. I always say never look at the mountain because it will just seem too far and too high to climb, but the work I've done to get to where I am has so completely improved my happiness that I feel I live in a world away from my old life, and that is something I want to share with everyone.